Okay, good. So I have the mic down where everybody can hear me. So let's do a quick preview test right here. There we go. That's much better. So okay, so this is really wonderful here. So today we want to go ahead and talk about a few things that I wanted to go ahead and share. So which definitely I wanted to do about two things to share today. So not too much going on, but I figured, you know what, if I want to go ahead and continue on with the talk show on Twitch and keep doing it, I say be consistent about it and work through it. So why not? Because I figured this will be a lovely thing to do. Get my show going each week. I know it's not scheduled what days I want to do it because, of course, I get so busy each week. It gets kind of crazy to coordinate my the plans every single week. So that said, yeah, I have quite of a crazy schedule to even maintain right there and even to do that. But yes, but I am back um, one day this week. I know I'm going to be going down to St. Cloud, Florida, to take care of something down there. So there's not going to be any other stream this week. So if I do, I'll let you know guys know in advance. So also just to let you guys know that if you want to hear this recording, you can go ahead go down to anchor.fm/Leon Legrave to hear this recording. And there are many ways to support this podcast. So support it right down by throwing in $1, $5, or how many you want right there. You can support me by putting down a monthly donation, and that way you can keep the show alive. I will have the links down below. In fact, let me go ahead and leave down a link right onto the chat room so everybody can know where to throw down my support on the show. So which is right here. So yeah, that said, let's go ahead and begin. But yeah, we want to now for some time now. There's been It hasn't been surprised. It hasn't been surprising for me to see what's going on with the political atmosphere. What's going on with let's say with YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And now this week they've now been talking about the crazy stuff that's been going on over at Google. And this may not be surprising for some or some of you that already know that about the tech bias that's been going on right there. And neither have I. I'm have to say that this is pretty much a dismay reaction to to Google on what they've considered about the election of 2016, and what actually and actually this is a very explosive leak that it just pretty much shows what Google of a company is and what I see what Google has pretty much how it's become. And that may just say that Google, everyone uses Google a lot. I use Gmail sometimes now. Only I use it just for business purposes. Everything I could think of me using it for very few things, but I will never ever write to anyone with Gmail only because that's just not a good way to communicate because it's not doesn't feel private, and plus even with stories that comes out with Google sharing your stuff, you just don't want to trust it. So that's where it comes down to. So uh, and I will go ahead and have the story down below over at the anchor.fm show notes, so that way you guys can see what's going on. But yeah, so let's see. These weekly meetings right on Google, known on the company as TGIF, which means in Google means thank God it's Friday. I mean, that was filmed back in 2016, days after the election. On Breitbart's article, it has exposed the bias this company shows. And holy shit, when I was listening to the tape, let me just put this down. Um, I just find this to be quite childish. To be quite honest with you, how they've just how this company has just become and just evolved. And even though yes, it is pretty much a they even admits that it's even a left leaning company and it has shown their bias, which I just don't know how truthful that they've pretty much they have become. So honestly, this is not. I mean, it may have been a surprise to me, but it may have been a surprise to some of you that really that found out understand what's going on. So that's that said, let me just put my 2 cents what I think about the company and right there and what I think about the reaction. So I'm here pretty much going on to Breitbart's article. And so, and let me just go ahead and scroll down. In fact, let me just put down a screen share. Where's the screen share I saved? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got the screen share right here. And so let me just go ahead and scroll. One of the key things that actually I find out to be quite interesting with the presentation. In fact, and this is I find how how I see this. And so let's go ahead and read one right here, in which I understand Sergey Brin, which is the co-founder of Google, states that the weekly meeting is probably not the most joyous we've had, and that people here are pretty upset and pretty sad. And so, and this is where I see right there too. Uh, so pretty much that tells me that you're so sad that your candidate has lost, and you cannot even take a loss, which I think I find their uh I find them to be pretty sad for that too. It's like couldn't they you even not move past this? I think even with today, I think they've hold such a tremendous bias that they've even with today how they are in 2018, they still they still cannot get over what's going on, and then that's sad. It's sad to say too, because they're still blocking people on the right, not even expressing um different people's political views or different ideologies and respecting them, even though quote unquote they say they do, which they don't. It's and that is truth in reality. And let's face it, if it was me working there, personally, I wouldn't even want to be even where these people are at too, because in fact I'll end up being discriminated. But I think it's actually quite funny because um even right there you didn't actually they do need smart people in Google. In fact, they could probably use me on. I think the best thing those hiring managers, those hiring staff will do is as like, what's your strengths or weaknesses? Uh, I would probably, I guess I'll probably end up saying, I don't know, my strength is being very diverse, exclusive, and that's where I see that. See myself if I were to work in Google. I could share I shit you not, I probably will get the job if I got hired, but probably I would be pretty sick having to deal with people that like that around me, which is very, very infestive, just to put it out there. So that's where we are right there. So let's go ahead and read one of the statements. Okay, Brian contrasts the disappointment of Trump's election with his excitement of the legislation of cannabis in California treating laughs and applause from the audience of Google employees. So, and this is where it's just it's so laughable because actually I watched the tape even before going through just the key moments that they've had down, which I'm glad that they've had it listed point on point what they thought about they've thought about this too, which I think it's great they've had it labeled down. There are few moments that I even think about what's going on. And before I continue on, let me just go ahead and read on the chat right here. And see here is they're all about diversity just as long as you think the same way as them. Yes, thank you so much, Morris Minor. That is That is correct, and that's where I see what's wrong with the company. See, as long as you think like that, that's what they want with the company. And thank you. And you pretty much had it right there too, because it's all about the group think. It's something I've not seen any other company take a position in my view. They don't need a company like Google shouldn't even need to be taking sides. And for me, this is coming from me and nothing else. But Google does not need to take a position. And what they need to do is to, leave politics out of technology and do your thing. Work on the website and keep on improving it. Keep on improving Android as and make it a little bit secure. But no, instead they definitely want to take a side and say, okay, we want to go ahead and dismantle these people, and we don't give a shit what these people do. We're gonna go ahead um, and get these people out of our platform, because if they don't agree with us, then they are out. Which that's what pretty much now tells me about a company like Google. And if I've heard some other company that did it, oh, I would tell you that I don't want to even go near any of these people's jobs whatsoever too. So let's go and read up right here too. So, which I think, well, I'll go ahead and knock this out, but I won't go ahead and try to go over too much on the article because I don't want to try to drag the show too long. Let's hear too. And Brian says he is deeply was it deeply offended by the election of Trump, and the election conflicts with many of Google's. Oh my gosh. And this is where I did laugh about that too. It's incredible. This is incredible. And I did 9 minutes and 10 minutes of there says trying to explain the motivations of Trump supporters is senior VP for Global Affairs Kent Walker. Okay, so that's his name. Okay. I was trying to find out what was his name yesterday. Includes fear, not just the United States, but the globe is feeling concerns, xenophobia, hatred, and desire for answers that may or may not be there. I just think, what is up with that? Yeah, so this is the man, Ken Walker, which is the VP for Global Affairs, which he just went on and got to this speech, which I just think he was just so out of line, and I think it's not just those the top heads right there. I think some people are just brainwashed right there, but I do have some hope that not everyone in Google is like that. Let's just put it that way. So, and I just don't think it's a I don't want to say everyone in Google thinks the same way. Not everyone, but I'm sure that whoever leaked the tape, and also this article doesn't say who leaked it because I guess they don't want to lose their jobs on what happened. But either that though, I do hope that there's more leaks like this to come out in the future, and I like to see a company like that being exposed. And just putting this out there. This is something I would not want to go with to their mindsets and to the hive mind. I would say, and this is really really wrong having to do that. So let's go ahead and read on one thing that there was a moment right there. Let's take a look. 13. Ruth Porat appears to break down in tears when discussing the election results. Porat promises that Google will use the great strength and resources and reach we have to continue to advance really important values. This is actually one of the best things that. This is from and this is what she said, saying, "We all need a hug." She then instructs the audience of Google employees to hug the person closest to them. Really? I mean, seriously. I, I just don't know what to say. This is oh, this is so child's play. I can't. I just can't. This is like kindergarten. Oh Lord, have mercy. And that's I didn't even believe think to believe that this was real, but in closed doors, it is really real how uh, it's treated like that. It's just the thought having to be there. Oh, unreal. So and then 20 minutes of the video, he goes. Nathan Ton jokes about Google employees asking, "Can I move to Canada after the elections?" She goes on to serious discussions the options available to Google employees who wish to leave the country. Ah, good riddance. You know what? If they do move on to a place like Canada, I'm sure it'll be easier for Google employees. But let me tell you about moving to Canada. You're not. This is not an easy way. There's a lot of lengthy process to move to another country. And even there's been people I've heard that they say that moving to another country is not easy. There's a lot of forms, paperwork that has to go through when you're getting out of the country. Let's be real. I mean, and also that takes a lot of money to move. If you want to try that out, then I say let the Google employees do that. But besides, they have benefits. They got things that's covered for them, and that's something I would say, hey, good for you. Bye bye to those employees. But yeah, this is really unreal. And but I think with this said, I will not go ahead and play the video right there because for one, I this is a page exclusive to Breitbart, and plus I'm sure I don't want to be um, pissing anyone in on Twitch, which I don't want to go ahead and show a leak video out because I'm sure with many websites it's very much is left leaning, and I'm sure everything that you use on with major websites will have a left leaning bias right there too, and that's the case may be. So I think it's fair to say what is going on, and if it was me running a company, has to be neutral, and no one shouldn't even have to take a side to a company too. And plus, this if right here shows them that they were meddling. This is an election meddling the whole time too. What they were doing. In fact, that they were screwing the algorithms of their search engine, their search results, mind you. And let's go to transition back because the thing about that with that is that this is this is not even very a liberty thing that they're doing. This is something they want to censor a lot of the search results that they want to do, and they showed that they've had a lot of bias with throughout the time Trump was elected. I mean, look what is going on too. Even I'm sure like a lot of people don't use Bing as much because they say, oh, it's bad, it doesn't have the best search engine optimization. But however, I noticed with Bing as a search engine, they didn't even mess with their search results throughout the 2016 election cycle, uh, and even they saw different results too, and they were able to find things much easier in Bing than in Google. That's so strange, right? But to me, I personally don't use Bing. I've actually used something else like DuckDuckGo, Minds, and as a new social media account. Which, by the way, I already have it posted on the description below. You'll see Minds with the bulb over there. So if you want to follow me over there, it's open, and I will be posting different social medias down below too. In fact, there's so many alternatives for social media sites that anybody can go ahead and jump right jump right onto. Something I would say that I encourage anybody to get out. Heck, even years ago, I used to have a Facebook years ago, and I don't have a Facebook anymore because what I've seen right there too. And for that said, I've I've cut that out because it's not even worth keeping uh, um, a site like Facebook when they've concluded with the government and they've been sharing personal information. And to me, And even the private messages aren't even private. They, like, in fact, in my opinion, they should just have it instead of a private messenger, a public messenger, because it's going to be seen by everyone in the inside out with all these public officials. I mean, these people have everything recorded. And now, do you think I would want to keep a Facebook? No, it's they're not even making a dime. Like, if sure they're getting money from ad revenue, but they're not going to uh, they're not gonna make it in the long run. And let's just face it, this is where I see what's going on too. Even heck, I have a Twitter account, of course, but I still have a good following, a large following on Twitter. So the thing is, though, if I leave Twitter now, I'm sure I would lose that amount of following. But anyone that wants to follow me elsewhere, I will have all social media accounts below, and I'll have it on down the show notes on Anchor to anyone that wants to follow me. So that said, I will have everything down below, so that way anybody can see what I'm up to each day and what games I'll be streaming each week, and so on and so forth. So that's where and so that's where I'll be doing. So, and also spread myself elsewhere too. And heck, I opened a VK account at least about a year ago, and so anybody can follow me on the Russian Facebook like site VK. Which to me, I don't care what VK does. I'm sure they spy on their Russian citizens too, but still, it's not as bad as Facebook because Facebook wants to monitor the shit out of everybody, which is quite the truth. So now, and just to end this right here, I don't want to try to drag it too long and try to drag the show too long about this too. In my opinion, if you guys want us to go ahead and stay safe, get, not to be watched by everyone, I say switch to a new search engine. De-Googlefy yourself, move on out. Staying there is not even worth having all your data collected. Make sure that your data is secure. I already have DuckDuckGo, but I will have other search engines down below on the description below on even on Twitch TV. What other ways that you guys can go ahead and see what you can do. Plus, I'll give all the information that I know what search engines you guys want to see right there too. So if one suits you, then by all means go ahead and use Start Page, Dogpile, whatever it is. I'll have everything listed down below because there will be no more uh, stuff being shared off to Google. Plus, I haven't even used the Gmail account in a long time. Probably I'll just use it for personal business. And so pretty much that's how you pretty much just go and starve the beast. And you got not keep on feeding the beast right there. And so for me, you just can't. And and probably the last thing I will end up putting right here, with this, let's see, with this right here is they've and they will not even be collecting any more data after this. So in fact, like if anyone ends up emailing them, I think I would say if anyone tries to email me, which I would say that just don't, because it's going to be useless. It's going to be in the side for a long time. Heck, I've used Proton Mail. Proton Mail works great. So far, I mean, sure, they've started about a few years ago, but it's growing. There's a lot of alternative emails that you guys can go and use as well. I'll have that on the show notes down on Anchor.fm and Twitch.tv too, which you guys are watching me right there and also listening to me on Anchor.fm. So that said, I'll put this right there and put this podcast down below. Is the final statement is keep your politics out of technology. That is it, because nobody wants to hear what you got to say. Nobody. And in fact, I I'd say that keep everything open and free, and let people decide right there what their interests are. So for me, keep it out of tech. And that was all. Anyways, how long we've have been up for now? Let's take a look. Well, so 30 minutes. Goodness gracious. So we've taken about 30 minutes off there. Wow. So yeah, and those that are listening to me, if you want to go ahead and continue following me up on up to date what I'm going to be doing. You can follow me up on minds.com, which is an open free open source website. Uh, Twitter, which I'll still have. Probably I'll end up keeping it within the other year. And I'll have, and also I have player.me, which is a gaming social media website for gamers. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of active people there. It's still growing slowly, so guys could check it out, and that's also helps too. Because plus, hey, we got pretty much different opportunities. What other things that you guys want to use? So that's yeah. So from here on, check all the websites right there, and I am pretty much I am open. That said, thanks for watching and listening. You guys have yourselves a rest of the good day, and keep an eye open because I will go ahead and keep streaming. Probably later tonight when I get some time, but who knows? Oh yes, and thank you so much too, Morris Miller. You have a great rest of the day, and ciao. I'm out.